sometimes it takes a sec for all of the live streams to cross, I guess.
Don't cross the streams.
I was gonna say, don't cross the stream of Ghostbusters, but it's still thinking here. Anyway, I think it's live on a couple platforms. It'll probably just kick into the other platforms later. I guess we'll see how this pans out. Maybe some platforms might not make it this week, but I guess we'll see. Some of them are on strike, I guess.
Yeah. Is it a P joke when they say don't cross the streams? Is that a
Yeah,
juvenile P
both
joke?
that and the Ghostbusters, but yeah.
No, but I mean, I'm asking, did the Ghostbusters say it because they're making a juvenile joke about P?
Oh, probably. Absolutely. That sounds,
All
come on. Yeah,
right.
there you go. All right, well, I'm going to play this in. Here we go.
Okay.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay,
This guy.
here we go.
Hey, I think I just figured out how to see all the comments on every platform all at once. I'm like, oh, there
Oh,
you go. I've never actually sat inside of Restream while we were doing this live. And lo and behold, there's a little chunk that says all comments will display here. And I'm like, oh, never seen that before.
there you go, folks.
So
You,
learn
you got
something new
something.
every day.
You got something to say. You can say it live on the air. We got to figure out that thing where people donate money while we're streaming. Then we'll be rolling in it. Then we'll be
I've seen
doing great.
those too. There you go.
I
So,
like the ones. I like the ones where people can pay money to have like an electronic voice read the thing on the air.
oh yes, I've seen that on like
And
Twitch and stuff.
the one guy's doing a sleep stream, like he's just asleep and the stream's on. And someone chimes in and goes, Google, or hey Alexa, what's my address or whatever, and it starts telling the guy's address on the live stream.
That's awesome. Did you see this? That I think it was a South Park episode where this is
Oh,
before they added that redundancy check to it, and they
mhm.
actually got every major, like it was Alexa, Google, Siri, everybody, and got them all talking to each other at the same time. And so what happened was like the whole world was playing this South Park episode live because it was streaming,
Mhm.
like it was a new one. So everyone's watching this thing, and yeah, it just sets off everybody's machine all at once. Overloaded the servers and everything blew up.
Those guys do not care. I love it.
Absolutely not. So Apple and Google and Amazon all had to add an algo that if you all hear this one thing at the same time, ignore it. So
Right. Yeah. It's not like everybody in Earth is going to say the same thing into their Alexa at the same.
exactly. So they have to make this things where if this many people say it simultaneously, ignore it. It's probably the
Mhm.
TV. So yeah.
It doesn't help you if you're watching it on streaming and you just watch it later.
Well, yeah, but at least I don't know. I don't know how bad it took, but all I know is some servers went down and everything blew up, and I'm like, huh, that's kind of hilarious, actually. I just just a little golf clap for them because that was a
Yeah.
genius. So,
I don't know where those guys come up with their ideas, but it's brilliant.
yeah,
How are you doing, Earl?
I got a new hat. So
Oh,
evil
EMG.
marketing genius. So there you go.
Oh my God. I got it. That's amazing.
There you go. Evil
New
marketing genius.
branding.
So yeah. So I need to get an evil marketing genius neon sign in my background for my green screen.
Yeah.
So eventually.
Are we not doing Mind of a Marketer anymore?
No, we're still doing Mind of a Marketer. I just wanted the oh, I think my camera froze.
We
I just
did.
wanted the I don't know if did this fix it or did I break everything? I don't know if I
That
broke
new
everything
iPhone
or
of
not.
yours.
Hmm?
Must be that new iPhone of
Yeah.
yours.
No, maybe. Who knows? Well, I have two of them. That's probably what's pissing it off. So
Ah.
I'm just broken my camera, but we'll see. Well, there
Oh,
we
there
go.
you go. You're back.
So there. So there's two of them, and they're right next to each other. So I probably delete one. So it's
Cool. I like Evil
confusing.
Marketing Genius. Little devil.
Here you go. But so
Brilliant. Can I get one of those hats?
an EMG hat. We'll build an Earl and the Idiot hat.
Oh, there you go. No, I want
Okay,
to get an assistant to the Evil Marketing Genius hat.
sure.
Oh man. So I gotta, following up on I can't remember if it was last week or the week before where I ranted about the bad software user interface for Facebook and Google
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. That
a couple
was
weeks
that was
ago.
kind of hilarious because like they moved stuff again. I can't remember which platform it was, but I can't find the button. Oh, it was live streaming to Twitch.
Oh my God.
Not to Twitch, no, to Twitter, to Twitter. And so live streaming to Twitter, all the buttons are gone, and like every reference to live streaming to Twitter on the internet hadn't changed yet. So I can't live stream to Twitter on a new channel right now because I have no idea where to click it or how to get to that or where it is anymore. So it's going to be interesting.
Hmm.
So I can't touch the current channel and muck with it because otherwise I'll break everything because I don't know where any buttons are and none of the links work anymore.
We're not touching anything.
So
But I just actually it reminded me of something else. I was going to say something else, but I've got the best example now. If I want to talk about this, I've got an example filed away. So I was managing the business page of one of my clients,
okay,
and I go to the dashboard of the page because I'm like, okay, I want to. What was I trying to do? Um, I was trying to see how effective the ad I just run was. What was
okay,
or it was ongoing. I just wanted to see how's it coming along, boys. What kind of demographics are we hitting? What kind of response are we getting? You go in the dashboard of the page. So you're already like it is the page, just managing a page in the front. You're already going one layer deep into like a backstage where you're going to manage stuff, right?
right.
But then when you're in the backstage, on the left hand side there is three main menu items at the top with little icons. One says professional dashboard, ads manager, ad center.
Which one do you pick?
Why is there an ads manager and an ad center? Shouldn't the ad manager be the ad center?
I don't know. You spin the magic wheel of wonder, push the button and see what happens.
Exactly. Why don't you just make the professional dashboard you place where you go, and then the professional dashboard is here's where you manage your ads.
Who knows?
It's not complicated. Anyway,
I
I'll
saw
keep
this.
using
I
that
saw
example.
this. Yeah, yeah. I saw this awesome sign on a meme the other day, and it's just like this bad UX UI all over again, right? It literally says it's a sign at a hospital, and it's got gynecology and restaurant and the same sign. So it's gynecology restaurant with an arrow pointing this way. It's like, wait.
that's that's like the sign that's at the bookstore, or it's a sign pointing this way, and it said inspiring Western sci-fi or inspiring sci-fi Western.
Okay.
And the person's like, I was really disappointed when I realized that's three different genres.
Yeah. There you
Um,
go.
but no, what I was actually going to say was I got to give a shout out the smaller software companies that have something to prove that are trying to be competitive.
Yes.
They're just evidence you can do it right. I'm working with I use a software or online service called Integrately.
Okay. I know Integrately.
Yeah, and I did all this before and then forgot how I did it. So I was going back there, and their customer service is great. There's just a live chat. You want to talk to somebody? Here's somebody to talk to them right now. Um, and so I was like, oh, okay, I need to integrate this form. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just go straight. Hey, customer service, can you tell me how to do this?
Hmm.
And they start directing me. And next thing I know, I just did it. They're like, go here. I'm like, okay. And then it's like the next button was super obvious, and it was like the service I wanted was right there. And it's like, what are you looking to do? You want to do this? Sure, here you go. And it was just like I did it all. I didn't need to go back to the customer service guy again. And it's just proof it can be done right. And it's like these guys they're hungry and they want to got something to prove. Google and Facebook have reached government levels where it's like, what are you going to do? Go to someone else? We don't care.
You have no choice. You have no
You know,
choice.
it's like City Hall. You need a permit from City Hall. You can't go to the alternative permit office downtown, and go to their competitor for the permit. So they don't care about customer service. Doesn't matter.
They don't. It's a monopoly system, right? So there you go. So it is
Yeah,
what it
and
is.
that's where Google and Facebook are at. Their government levels probably bigger. Anyway, I just had to give credit where it's due.
So
So
the background today.
the background today. Oh yes, I thought you were going to give me the background to why we're talking about this. But we were talking about newsletters. This was your suggestion. And very timely because actually I'm just working. Just going to start working on some
Yeah, we're
newsletters for a
working
couple
on
of my
that
clients.
ourselves, and then you got this really cool AI image of the paperboy in the
Yes.
background.
So here it is. Yeah, here goes. Extra, extra. You read all about it.
You
That's real
got it.
wholesome there, isn't it? Kid
Yeah.
earning money, dog going with him. Did you ever have a paper route?
I had a paper route. Once upon a time, I had a paper. It was one of my first jobs, and I walked back the paper route just for fun. One day, I went to go check out the paper route again, just because
Yeah.
I wanted to go check out my old neighborhood. And I have no idea how I pulled off this paper route sometimes because when I was a kid, I was really into martial arts, and I still am, but not like before. And I would
Mm.
Jackie Chan up a couple walls. You know how he does the wall jumpy thing and bounces off the
Oh
wall,
yeah.
leaps over the fence. And so there were some places where I was just lazy. I didn't want to walk all the way out the gate, all the way out the front, all the way around the sidewalk, all the way. So I would just ninja up a wall and bounce over, and then get to the neighbor's spot and then drop the paper for the next one. And I'm looking at some of these walls now that I'm 43, and
Mhm.
I'm looking at this going, how did I not die like a million times? There's like a spiked fence on the other end. And I'm like, wait, I remember doing this. I look at it now going, so so yeah, I remember my old paper route days where I would jump and flip over things, and now it's just like that's a no, hard no, not gonna
Oh.
happen. So
So you're out on your paper route jumping and flipping over things. My paper route was in Richmond, where we have lots of ditches. And one time I stopped my bike and put my foot down, and what I thought was a solid piece of dirt, but it was just a big clump of grass. And my foot went right through it and dumped all my papers and me into the ditch.
oh boy,
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
that's not gonna work. So
You're frozen again, by the way.
oh, did it blow up again? Yeah, sorry.
There you go.
It's the
We're
dual
back.
iPhone. It's the dual. I have two iPhones named the same thing because I just
Oh,
upgraded. So I have to kill one. It's like the Highlander, right?
you're,
They
you're,
can they can be
the only
only.
one. You're
So
dual
they're
wielding
fighting right
iPhones.
now. I think the signal jumping between this one and the other one right now. So I think that was a bad plan. So now
Oh,
you know.
live and learn.
Don't
All
don't
right.
don't
So,
iPhone the same thing, otherwise they fight.
yeah. So we're talking newsletters. So was there a particular reason you wanted to do this? Just because we're going to be putting our newsletter together, or was there some
No, actually,
other?
the funny thing is all the suggestions I give you on show topics are things that people have asked me throughout the week.
Mhm.
So every time I give you here's a bevy of stuff that I talked about just recently over the past 3 days, it's one of those things. And so I was speaking at a networking event on Monday, and it was kind of real estate centric. So there was a
Mhm.
realtor, a mortgage broker, a financial guy in that sector, a lawyer for real estate, just real estate, a home inspector, and there were like 30 of them in the room, and I'm like, you guys joint venture together and make a newsletter? They're like, no. Why? I'm
Mhm.
like, because. So so there you go. So I'll delve into that a little deeper for the
Back of the
hack of the
week.
week. But yeah.
That. All right. So what did we ask the AI overlords today? We asked them it, them, who
I don't
knows,
know.
him,
What is the
her.
pronoun of
Yeah.
ChatGPT? Is it they, them? I don't know.
Acting as a marketing expert and business consultant, what are 3 ways to utilize a newsletter to help me grow my small business? What are 2 practices to avoid when running a newsletter? And what's one red hot tip for using a newsletter for maximum business growth? Your 3-2-1 model.
3, 2, 1. I like it.
So let's, as I like to do, let's start by just defining what a newsletter is or can be.
So a newsletter can be a couple different things, right? It could be funny enough, it could be a video. You could just
Hmm.
make a newsletter video. I've seen like video newsletters, which are great. So if you like watching video, preferably to reading, which some people do, I'm one of the weird guys. I'm old school. I like reading, so I prefer to read. But I've seen video newsletters; those are great for people who love that sort of thing, especially in the case where something is super visual, right? So if
Mhm.
they're a designer type, then I will watch a designer type visual newsletter, video newsletter, because it's visual. It makes sense to make a video out of this thing. Another type of newsletter could be old school print, and that's actually what I'm suggesting these days, because so few people do the printy thing. It's new again. Like you've got
Wait,
mail.
you mean
Weird.
physical print?
Physical print.
Good Lord, man. Like this guy.
Yeah, like that
That's
guy.
how old school that idea is.
There you go. So physical print is so not widely used anymore after the whole pandemic thing and everything else. Like nobody prints stuff anymore. So now getting a printed newsletter is weird and different and wonderful now. So you
Yeah,
stand out when you do it that way. It's like, oh yeah, really, totally.
but I
Um,
would say that in marketing, you got to zig when everybody else is zagging.
Pretty much. But the weird thing is when we're doing this for a few of our clients, we found that the pricing for this stuff locally in town is atrocious. So what we
Hmm.
ended up doing is printing in like weird countries. So one company prints in Germany and ships it here because it's cheaper to print in Germany and ship it to Vancouver than it is to print it in Vancouver.
What? I would have thought
Another
Germans charged a
one,
lot.
another one prints in Vietnam. Another
Yeah.
one prints in Taiwan, and it's cheaper to print in Taiwan and Vietnam than it is to print it here.
Hmm. How long
And
does it take you to get it?
a little longer, but I mean, when you're doing it quarterly, who cares?
Okay, quarterly. Yeah.
Like a quarterly newsletter doesn't matter as much. So, oh, I think my iPhones are
Oh,
fighting again.
yeah. We'll just ride over it. We'll pretend it's not even happening. I'll freeze
Yeah,
too,
keep,
and then
keep
be like,
going.
oh. So anyway, Earl, I was saying to that guy, so I remember someone saying about print. One thing that print always has over. Oh, you've disappeared now.
Oh, I'm totally gone. Oh, there you
I'll disappear too. There you go. We'll just
go.
two backgrounds staring at each other.
Ah, there we go.
Hey,
I'm back.
what
I'm back.
one thing? Yeah, one thing that print always has over electronic is the random access.
Yes.
You can flip through it to the part you actually want to read faster.
The other thing is that it's top of mind. So
Hmm.
because there's so few things on your desk these days, because everything is digital,
Speak for yourself.
you got this weird thing on your desk. You're like, oh, and then it gets your attention again, and it grabs your attention multiple times because you keep passing by, and it's the only damn thing on your desk.
Yeah. Or it goes in that the pile of things you need to do something about.
Yeah, but
You know
again,
that pile?
it forces you to. I walk by it every day and wave at it as I walk by.
Yeah.
So,
No, I
but then
see the sense in it.
you have to go back to it again, right? And you hit it again, right? Whereas an email, it's that endless doom scroll, and you never see it ever again. So,
The fire hose.
mhm.
Yeah.
Newsletters are one of those things, and then it doesn't have to be super long form either. You could do it like magazine style. I've seen like a magazine style newsletter where everything is kind of like bullet form, short structure things, or it's not like a wall of text. It's like, hey, here's a bunch of cool tidbits that you should probably think about in your business. It's like, oh yeah, that's really cool. It
Hmm.
gets you thinking, gets the juices flowing. So there's a lot of different formats you could be using. So magazine style, regular old newsletter style, newspaper style, video newsletter style, just chunks. Timothy Ferris from the 4 Hour Work Week has a cool just Friday, 5 bullet Friday he does. And it's just five
Hmm.
bullets of stuff he's thinking about. And it's like, cool.
Hmm.
So if you want to
So,
you just read the 5 bullets and it's over, right?
yeah. Okay, but fundamentally in definition, a newsletter is a
Some form of
routine
communication.
communication to your customers, to your clients
You
or
got it.
potential clients.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Could be a daily newsletter, could be a weekly newsletter. Does anybody do an annual newsletter?
Yeah, a couple people do annual newsletters, right? So it's annual, and here's your annual, yearly touch base. Thanks for investing with us. Blah blah blah. I get a couple of those.
Okay. Nice. All right. So according to ChatGPT, what are 3 ways to utilize a newsletter for small business growth? First thing is, it's formatted itself differently this week.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
great.
seg yeah, segmented targeting. Tailor your newsletter content to specific segments of your audience. Utilize customer data to create targeted groups based on demographics, purchasing behavior, or interests. This personalized approach increases engagement and relevance, fostering a stronger connection with your audience. I'm just going to pause you there. It sort of seems like this is almost a second step, like it's a little fancier than just starting from scratch and like, hey, send out a newsletter to your clients. It's like, hey, send out a couple different newsletters to your different segments of your clients. It's sort of step two
Yeah,
rather than
and I
step
disagree with
zero.
this one. I disagree with
Okay.
this because most people barely make it past step one. So
Yeah.
unless you're a giant company, and notice how I put the word small business.
Yeah.
This is 3 ways for small business growth. Most small businesses will hum and haw and drag their heels just making the original, the OG newsletter. So
Yeah.
segmented, yes, it makes sense as your company grows, as you actually have a marketing department, as you have, other pieces of the puzzle. But I would disagree. I disagree with the AI overlords in this one. So segmented targeting for a small, tiny business with 3 people in it doesn't make any sense.
Boo, 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 Chat GPT. Boo,
Yeah.
we didn't like that
So
idea.
I
I'm
don't,
sure
I
it's
don't,
listening. I'm sure it's listening, so it won't make that mistake again.
there you go. I mean,
It
later
does have a need to
on, when you
please.
have like, if you decide like Coca-Cola, yeah, fill your boots, segment the crap out of everything. Coca-Cola knows what flavor of vitamin water to sell on which side of the street.
Yeah.
Report out, right? And I know because I used to run that report. And so,
Oh,
like that's cool, but Coca-Cola spends more money on analytics than they do on marketing, and they spend a god awful lot of money on marketing. So
I bet.
that's cool again for a big business, but for a small business, that's a thumbs down for me.
All right. So actually, let's see. Let's replace it with another, not even a tip, but just a piece of knowledge.
Yeah, just send a freaking newsletter out. Push send. I have so
Why?
many customers who
Good.
are afraid to publish.
Yeah.
It's not good enough. It's not good. It's better than nothing. How many times have you received a marketing piece of material from someone you know is a complete and utter moron, and it's garbage, and he's making more money than you?
Yeah, I mean, check my inbox. I'm sure three of those probably arrived while we've been talking.
Yeah. And the reason why they're making more money than you is because they're not afraid to publish. They're not afraid to hit send. And so don't be afraid to hit send. That would be my my counter to, instead of segmented targeting, freaking just do it.
Just do
Right.
it.
So instead of wishy-washying and waiting for different freaking newsletter content bit, just publish.
So let's actually back it up even a step further before we get to the just do it. Let's discuss why they should do it. What's in it for the small business to use a newsletter? What do they get out of it?
So one of the things that you get out of the newsletter is top of mind marketing. Top of mind marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to remember every business you've ever encountered in your entire life, every single day, every single minute. And so when the time comes that you might need this service, if they were to send you a newsletter, then all of a sudden you'd remember them and go, oh yeah, I'm going to need one of those next week. Hey, look, there's a newsletter. And then they remember you and your business and who you are and what you do. And that's top of mind marketing is one of the most powerful parts you get out of a newsletter, period. That's it. That's the reason why you should do it. That is the number one reason, is because even if they don't read it now, they might stick it in the to-do list and read it later. Even if they don't read it later, they might leave it somewhere in their house. 3 months later, they'll be like, oh, what the hell is this? Look at it. Oh, right. We need one of those now. 3 months later. And that's the beauty.
The basic concept is that people's brains, especially these days, are just full of stuff moving through all the time. You got to try to be in that stream to stay retained at all, I guess.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. It's the attention economy fight, right? And the neat part about newsletters, they put it down, they look over and they go, oh, there it is again, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas, if they never open your email ever again, it's gone forever.
That's the benefits of a physical newsletter rather than just the concept of publishing in general.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's see if ChatGPT can redeem itself here with the next item. Valuable content and offers. That sounds pretty good. Mm-hmm. Provide content that adds value to your subscribers' lives. This could include informative articles, exclusive promotions, or insider insights. I like that. Thanks, ChatGPT. I like that. Insider insights. Offering special discounts or early access to products or services creates a sense of exclusivity, encouraging subscribers to stay engaged and anticipate your newsletters. Yeah, definitely. Like, you subscribe to that store you like.
I would say yes for this one. Absolutely. Yeah. Because we actually did do this. Mm-hmm. So I am a subscriber to a newsletter. And so we're a subscriber to a newsletter. And one of the subscriptions that we're part of is this ice cream place called, well, it's a gelato place. It's extra fancy, called Bella Gelateria. And
Bella.
And so the OG founder of Bella Gelateria left the company to go explore India or something. And he came back. And now he's reopened. He's kind of taken back over the company again. He's back. And he's releasing this new dessert line and using gelato within desserts and finding this new, mouth feel, as he said it. And we were invited because we're a newsletter subscriber to a special event that only people who are subscribers get to be part of. And we got to go to this event, got a tasting of everything, and they didn't hold back. I would have figured that they're giving us literally 9, maybe 10 different kinds of desserts. Cut them into 4, give us a quarter, give us a bit of a taste of each one. No, they give us full sized desserts. Every single one. Like if I ate every single one, I'd be dead right now because I'm diabetic. So yeah, man, like I just took a quarter of one, took a quarter of one, took a quarter of one. My plate got full, got you another plate, and we took a bunch of this stuff home for the kids and other family because it was so much. But valuable content and offer. I can't stop talking about it now. Like we've gone back to get their tiramisu probably 3 times and have brought 3 sets of friends over there because we got the first taste of it.
You're talking about it right now.
Yeah, there you go. And our friends are like, where the hell did you get this invite? Well, you should join the newsletter. Actually, no, don't join the newsletter so then I can get the spots, all of them.
Right. Yeah. So if you tell everybody, it stops being exclusive. Earl, come on.
Well, there you go. But I got the first scoop on it. I got the first, obviously, being the review guy, I reviewed them, put it on their site, took pictures of all their crap, took videos of all their stuff, put it all over the internet. Now everyone's checking it out. But yeah, so that valuable content and offers, sometimes it's that it was saying exclusive promotions, special discounts, or early access. Those are magic. We got early access to fancy tiramisu that we brought customers 3 times to them for.
Nice. Yeah, I subscribe to a bunch of newsletters from marketing companies that come through with marketing tips, which I really should be excited about since it's my line of work. But what I actually get excited about is when Cabela's, the outdoor store, announces their sales to me.
Yep.
I go camping maybe 1 time a year, so obviously I need the latest and greatest possible outdoors equipment.
Absolutely. I have an entire inflatable living room at my beck and call.
God.
It takes me 3 minutes to set it up. I have literally a love seat, a single chair, a tent, an air mattress. And then we have those big things that you just go for, and it gives you that giant air pillow thing. And so we literally can set up an entire living room. I just have to put the projector out, and we can just literally have an instant living room in 3 minutes. It's insane. And I am the least campy type person in the universe.
Clearly, I was going to say just stay home, Earl.
Well, yeah, but it's called glamping.
Yeah, I was hoping when you said you have an inflatable living room, I was hoping it was one thing, like you just push a big, just a big thing the size of a Volkswagen Beetle off the back of your car and pull the ripcord, and it turns into a living room.
Yeah, that would be awesome. No, I'm pretty sure I would get in trouble if I bought that one. My wife would kill me.
Right. But the point is, yeah, I always say this to my clients when you're talking about content: provide some kind of value.
Even if it's just like I said, the word that we liked, insider insights.
Yeah.
So talking about stuff that no one else is talking about. So that would be fascinating to me if I was a subscriber of your newsletter and you gave me some insights that only you knew about and you had the scoop on, and now you are the de facto standard expert in this space because you're the only one reporting on it. Man, that's good stuff.
Nice. Let me ask you this. Here's an idiot question for you. How or why or should a newsletter replace or supplant social media posting? So if you've got insights, why should you send them out in a newsletter instead of in a social media post?
The answer is both, actually. So you have the newsletter. If you convert the newsletter into also a blog post so that people can find it and that people can go back to it. And then you point the social to the blog post. And then if people miss the newsletter push on email, they'll get that secondary chance to see it on social media. And don't push all the socials in one go on the same channel. Do it over time across multiple channels. So push to your newsletter, once on Monday on Instagram, then once on Tuesday off of YouTube, and once on Thursday off of Facebook, right? And spread it across over time, and all of a sudden, hey, this is kind of neat. So there you go.
Right. That's that idiot question out of the way. Next is consistent communication, which I think you were just kind of saying there. Maintain a regular schedule for your newsletters. Consistency builds trust and keeps your brand top of mind. There's that phrase. Share updates, industry news, or behind the scenes glimpses of your business. A well-timed and predictable newsletter helps establish a routine for your audience, making them more likely to open and interact with your content. Let me ask you about well-timed. I've Googled on a few different occasions, when's the best time to post on Facebook? When's the best day and time to post on Facebook? When's the best time to send an email? Does that kind of go through cycles? Because everyone finds out, Tuesday, 10 o'clock is the best time. But then everybody's sending their stuff Tuesday, 10 o'clock. So a different time becomes the best time.
Yeah, it changes over time. So, if your social media platform doesn't give you updated data on when to do this, then you don't get that extra edge. And like you said, as everybody figures out what the edge is, everybody jumps on the same channel, and then it's too late to use that, and then it's no longer the zig when everyone's zagging, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, but consistency of scheduling is key.
It's better to have consistency of scheduling than it is to do the best time push. And reasoning behind the consistent scheduling is same bat time, same bat place, right? So if you have this consistency and they're expecting your content, like we on the regular do this on a Wednesday when we're not on the boat, right?
Yeah.
And we usually do it around this time frame. Sometimes I'm late, sometimes you're late, but it's usually not by a whole whack ton, and we're always around this this area. So when we push this on a regular basis, people start to see it on a regular basis. They expect it on this regular basis, and people start watching this thing. They go, "Oh yeah, it's time for Earl and the Idiot. Let's put that on." Right? And I've been to a couple of networking events. They're like, "I actually look forward to your show." They say, "I'm like, oh, cool." They've never commented. They've never even liked our post.
Yeah.
But there's the people that I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to your next show." I'm like, "You've never once even showed us any love on social media at all. I didn't even know you watched our crap," right? And that's it. That's where the consistency of push comes through. And then what you do is, in our case, I would, if I was really going to go hard promoting our show, I would chop out bits of our show, grab all the best little bits, and then use those bits during the best posting times as a snippet to drag them back to the whole show. So they watch the snippet and they go, "Oh, I wonder what he says next." Right? And then they kick you back to the show, the full show, and that'll drive more traffic. So that's how you get the best of both worlds. You have the consistent communication, it's always, the top 7 at 7 on the radio, and then you've got these social media bits that then keep chucking them back to the top 7 at 7, the blog post edition.
Nice. So, so what about with the email? As far as email goes, like, is sending an email the same time every day?
It's there's an argument. There's a couple different parties that argue over that. Like, it's better to send at the same time, or it's better to send when the timing is right, when more people are able to open their email, blah blah blah. And the answer is yes, because most people don't even do it. So who cares if you're sending at optimal times? Who cares if you're sending on a regular cadence? Do it. So level 0 is do it, because most people don't even get to level 0. So, and the funny thing is, just doing it puts you ahead of most of the crowd.
Yeah. Because
the vast populace never pushes send. The vast populace never hits publish.
This just reminds me. You remember I told you about that client I was waiting 8 years to hear from?
Yes, I remember that guy.
Did I tell you he called me?
Oh my gosh, no, I didn't know that. He called you.
Well, he emailed me, said, "Hey, I'd like to finish that website up." I'm like, "Great." We talked on the phone. I said, "Well, yeah, just I need this, and this. Send it over to me." Blah blah blah. He said, "Great. I'll pay you for your time." I was like, "Sure. Give me a couple hours worth of my time. I'll send you a bill." "Great. I'll send that over right now. Thanks." Sends me the money. Gone.
Oh no!
Gone again.
We fell off the planet again.
It's been a good 6 weeks since he messaged me.
That's awesome.
He paid me the money. I don't know. Hopefully his email didn't end up in my junk folder or something, and he's out there wondering why I'm not getting back to him. But I assume if he cared about the money he sent me, he'd be bugging me about it. But anyway, slightly off topic.
We have a comment. Someone says this show was late. It doesn't say. It just said LinkedIn user. So apparently it's on LinkedIn, and it says half the people is in social media and half is not digital presence. They said. So I don't know if that's an English issue, but it's yeah. So, but like I said, just publish, right? Okay,
Hi person who commented. I'm so excited about this. You can't just gloss over this.
we can see
This
it
is their
live
first ever
now.
live
So
comment.
excited. You know,
Have shout out to you. You're the star of the
LinkedIn
show
user,
this week.
whoever you are, because it just says
What's up,
LinkedIn user.
LinkedIn user?
Doesn't have a name, but uh, but yeah. So in terms of like publishing and whatnot, like here's an example. We're an example. Remember how when we started this show, it's like, what do you want to talk about in the show? I don't know. Hey, let's review the book, and then we beat the book to death. And
Yeah.
then it's like, hey, Earl, come up with a whole crap ton of ideas, and we'll just pick an idea before the show, and then we'll pick one of those and run with it. I'm like, okay, cool. And then we ran with that. It was okay. I am loving our accidental discovery of the format, and I'm loving the evolution of this format. Now it's 3-2-1, right? Where we actually have the Chat GPT come up with the one red hot tip on its own, and I have to try to beat it, right? And so yeah, and so I'm liking this: 3 things that are good, 2 things that are bad, 1 awesome thing, and Earl has to beat the awesome thing. Okay, cool. And so our format changed over time and evolved
as we did it,
but it was because we published. It forced us to find this niche format, and now we have the AI overlords telling us, giving us a format, but then we talk around those points, and I think it's a better show now. I don't even like I watched our old shows. I don't even like watching the old shows where it was just, hey, let's talk about the book. Nobody gives a crap. This is fun.
Yeah, it's way more. You can always tell when someone's reading from a script or when someone's talking spontaneously. And spontaneously is always more engaging.
Absolutely, for sure.
But I'll what was I going to say there? Yeah, I think people, because of like the idea of a movie premiere or like the opening, like the premiere of a show on TV, people have this idea. Well, I don't want to launch my newsletter, publication, blog, podcast, whatever, because they want to have a big debut. And it's like the internet's different. No one's going to see your first one.
Nope.
It's just going on either. You got to build up. So don't worry about doing your best job at the beginning. In fact, even if you got one that's killer, save it for the 10th or 100th one.
Yeah,
after you've developed an audience.
The funny thing is, there was a saying out there: if you're not embarrassed about your first publish, you're not publishing fast enough.
Yeah. There you go.
And I look back now at our original shows; they were terrible. I'm like, no, just being honest. Like, look back at our old shows. I'm like, what the hell were we thinking?
How dare you, Earl? How dare you?
This is not good, and it's all my content, right? It's content
that you wrote it
with. And I literally wrote this, and I'm like, this is terrible. Like, I don't like any of this. And now looking at our stuff, that's the AI generated cue cards. These are great. Yeah. I can rewatch the AI generated ones over and over again a couple times, and I'll still get something out of watching our own show. Whereas when I watch the book review ones, it makes me want to cry. It's like, ooh, this is
The best way to do a speech is bullet points. You just talk about this, talk about this, talk about this, just to keep yourself on track. But then just improv the rest of it. Probably had an important point there, but let's move on. Right into practices to avoid. I got a question before we get into what ChatGPT says. What's a practice to avoid your newsletter going in the garbage, going in the spam?
What's a practice? Repeat that.
What's a practice to engage in to avoid having your newsletters end up in the spam folder? Just from a technical point of view,
you have to check for a spam score. So you can actually check for spam score. So I don't know if you've ever seen that. There's tools that allow you to check for spam score. So there's an email thing checker that looks for spam scores. I forget the name of the tool off the top of my head. There's like a bajillion of them. So just look up spam score check. Right. And there's a bajillion ways to do this, and just look up the spam scores, and there's magic words like free, right? And that shoot your spam score through the roof. So you got to watch out for those magic keywords that are like free. And so you'll see people try to get around it. And so they'll do like the word free, but FR apostrophe something EE whatever. And it's just okay. That's weird, but all right, it is what it is.
They spell it with like the Russian letters or whatever.
Right, or asterisks or this or that, or FR33 in hacker speak. And yeah, there's a bunch of ways to do this stuff. But yeah, this is what it is. So to stay out of the spam bad dog box, just check the spam score of what it is. You can't do it when you're pushing something live, like we're doing right now. So what you do is you take the transcription of what you've done in the past and backwards check it against the spam score checker, and then notice the words that throw you off kilter. And because you can muck with it, you can just delete the word free from the verbiage and watch your spam score go down.
So hang on, say that again. That's you send your email to this service, or I didn't get the thing where you said
You
go
can send
backwards.
the email. You can originally you can send the email to the service,
Yeah.
but if you're doing it live, like we're doing right now, like live,
Yeah.
you can't do it in the moment. Well, I'm sure there's an artificial intelligence lets you do it now, but you can't. I don't know how to do it in the moment, but I would take our transcription from this talk,
Yeah.
throw it in the spam score checker, and then it would highlight the words that make the spam score jump. And then I would try to use those words in my vocabulary less.
Is it? But it must be possible to get your domain name in the doghouse with Google or whomever, the email centers. Like if everybody's chucking your email in the spam folder, surely that causes your anything sent from your domain to be frowned upon.
It depends, right? It's a
Yeah.
mixture of spam folder plus spam traps
Yeah.
plus how many people have now blocked you plus how many people have asked to cancel and then you didn't cancel them and send them another thing anyway and then they send the complaint, plus all the different permutations of he said, she said, this rule, that rule, blah blah blah. So there's a lot of different things that keep you out of that. And so the funny thing is that there's people who to talk about this, but like, unless you talk to somebody who's really good at this, and I don't qualify as really good. I have friends who can kick my ass at this, and so there's one level where you get out of the spam box and you make it to the mail, but sometimes you'll still get stuck in what's called the promotions tab, and there's a promotions tab.
Oh yeah.
And so there's a promotions tab, and then you might get stuck in the promotions tab, which is just one level above spam because you're in the promotions. And then depending on how you structure it, you might end up in the updates tab because there's an updates tab. And then if you somehow hit the golden ratio and everything works and everything smiles in your favor all at the same time, what'll happen is that you get into the inbox. So there you go.
All right. I got some people doing it right because I get a lot of newsletters in my inbox. So
somebody just messaged they want to talk. Are we gonna allow that? I think we had one guest this entire time and it was Bryce. But
yeah.
But
I want to have guests eventually. Is there a way to have them talk? Tell them they can or to tell them they're listening. Hi, person. Say what you want to say, and we'll Earl will read it out to us.
Yeah. If you post your comment on this thing, now that I can see live comments, I feel smart now.
Is it LinkedIn user again?
It's LinkedIn user, and I have no idea if it's the same LinkedIn user or not. I don't think it differentiates between LinkedIn user 1 and LinkedIn user 2. So
yeah, we'll have to see about that. All right, well, we'll wait for them, but we're going to charge ahead. We're actually running out of time here.
Absolutely.
Practices to avoid: overloading with sales pitches. While promoting your products or services is crucial, avoid bombarding subscribers with constant sales pitches. Balance promotional content with valuable information to prevent your newsletter from becoming too sales-oriented. Strive for a mix that adds value and addresses the diverse needs and interests of your audience. This comes back to being useful to your audience, right? Not buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff.
Yeah, if your whole newsletter is look how great I am and how big my PP is the entire time, nobody cares, right? It's just like, you know what? You can't be beating your chest the entire time and saying how great you are the entire damn time, right? I mean, a little bit, sure. I mean, you have to flex a little, but like you can't be an entire show-offy piece about you because nobody cares, right? Make it about your audience, make it about your community, make it about them. Oh, the LinkedIn user says the word yes. That's it. I want to talk, and then yes. So
there you go. Here's to you, LinkedIn user. Yes.
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 Cheers. Yes. So, so there you go.
All right. Cool. So that's pretty straightforward.
But if they have a real question, feel free to put the question in your actual comment, and then I will read it. Your question.
You're monopolizing the chat right now, LinkedIn user. Make the most of it.
There you go. It says you're merging Zoom and LinkedIn, right? Yes, sort of. We're using this thing called Restream, And so we're on a Zoom call now, and then we push this thing called Restream, and then Restream is the thing that pushes it to all the other platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and whatever else we use.
There you go. That's Earl's department.
Yeah.
All right. So a practice to avoid is ignoring analytics and feedback. Neglecting to analyze the performance of your newsletter is a common mistake. Use analytics tools to track open rates, click-through rates, and subscriber engagement. Additionally, encourage feedback from your audience. What's up, LinkedIn user?
Yeah.
To
What's up,
understand their preferences.
Yeah.
Ignoring these insights hinders your ability to refine your strategy and deliver more relevant content.
Well, the funny thing is, we started doing this around the time I was about to go speak at an AI convention about AI. And funny thing was like, here's how Earl made $30,000 using AI about AI. And
Oh
so,
yeah, I like that one. That was
yeah,
good.
that's around the time we started using ChatGPT to do most of the heavy lifting for us. Because I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I'm doing this for this, might as well do it for us.
Yeah, put your money where your
It's the
mouth
best
is.
thing we've ever done. So this is great. So there you go. So
It's funny when you said AI convention, immediately the picture in my head was a bunch of robots meeting together at a convention hall.
yeah.
That's a vision of the future, everybody.
So ignoring analytics and feedback, yeah, man, do it to give the crowd what they want, right? So sometimes you have to give the crowd what they want, and then once they're in, then actually give them what they actually need, right?
Yeah.
And I know it sounds a little dirty, it's a bait and switch kind of thing because it is really truly, but sometimes you have to show them the thing that sounds all sexy and cool, and then give them the boring ass fundamental that actually grows their business.
Yeah.
But they'll love you because, hey, look, you grew the business. Is it a boring ass fundamental? Absolutely. But did you hook them with something sexy and cool and new? Yes.
You know,
Somebody's asking, are you guys real or robots? And I'm gonna have to go with half.
They're on to us, Earl. They're on to us.
So the script that we're reading from is from the robots. The background that's in the back of Dan here is robots. But yeah, we're actually, living, breathing. If you prick me, I bleed. So
Yeah.
there you go.
This is gonna be the new. Instead of shaking hands with someone, you're gonna do this to show, look, I'm really a person.
Yeah, yeah, I'm real.
That's terrifying and accurate. And I lost track of what I was gonna say.
So moving right along.
Yeah, right. Where do most people, I guess, are using MailChimp or some other service to send their emails out or the newsletters out, and they give you lots of statistics, right? Open rates and what gets clicked
They'll
on
give
and
you
stuff, heat
rates and
maps, that kind
everything
of thing.
else. Yeah, absolutely. So,
All right.
but if you're doing something serious, for the love of God, don't use Mailchimp. Yeah, so it's good for like a simple thing. But if you're doing anything serious, like the newsletter you and I are putting together, we're going to be using a little more heavier handed software. So
I need to know about that because I got clients using MailChimp right now.
oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. So
Well,
there's more powerful software. I mean, I'm not downplaying Mailchimp. If it's if you have like a boutique for wedding stuff, yeah, totally use Mailchimp, right? Like
okay.
that's a really simple business. But if you have something a little more complex with deeper pieces of the puzzle, and you want integration, and you want it to talk to a CRM, and you want, use a different piece of software for that deeper level of functionality. If it's just a basic newsletter, and that's all you basically need, and it's like, hey, look, wedding dresses. Yeah, Mailchimp's fine, right?
Okay. The way you said that, I was scared that maybe MailChimp causes it to go in the spam folder and your
No, it
URL
doesn't.
to get blacklisted.
It doesn't cause it to be in a spam folder, but it's yeah. It's just if it's a simple, push button dumb newsletter, make it pretty. Mailchimp's great. You want it to integrate with a bunch of stuff and run numbers and do this and do that with fancy statistics. It's not the.
Yeah.
It doesn't do all the bells and whistles, but that's the point. It's a simple email. I'm not poo-pooing Mailchimp. I'm just saying it's just if you want to do fancier stuff, you can't use the simple tools no more, right? Like you want real art, stop using crayons. So
yeah. You got that, Mailchimp? We're not poo-pooing you. Don't sue us. All right, let's charge ahead here. So this is
I use Mailchimp for my.
You're backpedaling hard now. You're scared. They're a big company.
Well, no. I use them just for our fancy stuff, like the fancy thing that you and I are building. Nah, Mailchimp can't do this. So
right. I'm trying to move the show forward here, Earl, and you keep backpedaling on MailChimp. All right, number one, red hot tip from AI: storytelling and brand personality. I'm waiting for the day that the AI's tip is the same as yours. Infuse your newsletters with storytelling that reflects your brand personality. Share anecdotes, success stories, and behind the scenes glimpses that humanize your business. I think that's enough of that. Makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, man. Don't don't just tell stuff. Use a story, man, because the story is memorable, right? If all you do is like the worst presentation I've ever seen in my entire life was this guy stood up, opened a spreadsheet, turned his back to us, and started reading the numbers of the spreadsheet. And that was the worst thing I've ever seen. And if you don't infuse the newsletter with some sort of storytelling, with some sort of, this is how legends get passed down. They pass stories across the campfire to each other. And so you have to have some sort of story and some points to it and a moral to the story, even if it's just, hey, this is funny, right? And those are the memorable bits that people will retell and tell over and over again, right? So I'll give you one of them, right? And one of them is this teacher took a couple of classes and stuck everybody's name on a balloon and threw them in the hallway. And they were saying, okay, go find your own balloon. Go, you got 5 minutes, go. Nobody found their own damn balloon, right? Because it's all mixed up and it's a bajillion balloons. And then the opposite was, okay, now instead of this, grab the first balloon you see. If you know them, take that balloon to them. You have 5 minutes, go. And everybody got their balloon at the end of 5 minutes. And this is a story about how to network, right? So instead of pitching everybody in the damn room, hey, you want to buy my crap? Help them find what they're already looking for, and lo and behold, look, you make sales. Because that's the difference. You help people versus shoving stuff down their throat. And so this story brand type thing is congruent with who you and I are, because we run networking events. And so networking events are for the purpose of connecting people, not for pitching everybody, right? And that's the difference. That's why we do the stupid boat thing to begin with. Meet people, introduce people to people who they're looking for. And what'll happen is afterwards, they'll ask you out for coffee. And now you can make the sale after you've done them a solid. And, they feel like they owe you one. But now you're coming from a position of strength, a position of support. You've helped them. And now they want to help you. Much easier to make sales that way, too. So, anyway, yeah, there you go. There's a red hot tip. I agree with the red hot tip.
Okay. So
All
then
right.
we have the hack of the week.
Of the week. So number one, I'm going to give 2 hacks. So first hack is build your own syndicate. So grab a bunch of professionals all around your own profession. What was it? So make your own mob, make your own mafia, because that's what we do.
That's how lots of people become successful.
And you make them an offer they can't refuse. Anyway, so yeah. So similar markets and make a community newsletter together. So as I was saying earlier, like everyone makes like 1 article a quarter, which is not hard. Make 4 friggin' articles that talk about you and your business that make your customers feel special, and then print your newsletter quarterly or whatever, and then distribute it amongst everyone's businesses. And what happens is, instead of having a reach of 1,000, which you might have 1,000 customers or people who tried to be your customer, if you do this with 10 other professionals and they all have the same size list, you now have a list of 10,000 people who are potentially seeing your stuff once a quarter, and this is your top of mind. And if you just make sure you like all these people, right? And just push it out there. So build your own syndicate, and immediately you 10x your audience. And now the dentist, the chiropractor, and the naturopath and the nutritionist might cross the streams, joke, and then everybody can play together. Nice, right? So that works out real well. And so I was speaking at an event on Monday, a bunch of realty, specific type industries. There was a commercial cleaner. There was a person who does home inspections. This dude takes his camera, shoves it down into pipes and stuff, and tells you if your pipes are going to die or not. Like, that saves you so much money, as opposed to just, hey, let's just replace everything. Or, hey, let's not replace it yet. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. And then it blows up. So shoving the camera down there, oh, that makes absolute sense. Hey, we should replace this one, but this one's fine. So anyway, so the stuff like that would be really cool in that sector, because I didn't know you could do that. Right. So now I'm considering, hey, maybe I should hire the pipe camera guy, because one of my pipes is happy. That one's not. I'm not sure which one's which. So there you go. So that could be really cool. And then the second thing is, don't just create a newsletter for your business. That's boring. Then it's just blah, 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 me. Nobody cares. So instead, make a newsletter for your entire town or your business demographic. So, as an example, and we're going to be using this in our newsletter, by the way. So, I'm giving you this a heads up now. This is live and a heads up and a let's know in one go.
Okay.
We're going to do a newsletter with an interesting in-person networking event all around town. Okay, and we're going to make these fun. So the first one we're going to do is axe throwing. Okay, yeah, there's a hell of a networking event. There's an icebreaker, right? Axe throwing.
You literally break ice with it.
Yeah, there you go. And then we're gonna do. Remember, did you come do archery tag with us yet?
I haven't done that yet. No.
Archery tag. That's the next one. So archery tag, we're gonna do that. Indoor paintball. Something fun, a lively, fun event that really brings interesting people together, makes you the most popular business owner in your sector. Because right away, you're the cool guy who took everybody axe throwing, right? Even though you don't own the axe throwing place, you might not be able to throw an axe. And, but because you brought everyone together and it was fun and everyone's smiling, sweating, and sore, it's a memorable thing. And if you add that as part of your newsletter, you are now the most fun person in your town. So we're going to add that as one of the things that we do as part of our newsletter. We're going to tell people, hey, we're going to go do this. And then I'll bring my phone/camera after I kill the other one, Highlander style, because apparently when there's two, they fight. But I'm going to bring that with me. I'm going to video you or me hurling an axe at the board, and hopefully we hit the damn thing, because that'd be embarrassing if we didn't.
Hurling an axe at your iPhone.
Well, I'm gonna decommission this one, and that'll go down. But we do the iPhone hand-me-down. So I get the new one because I'm the business guy. Then my wife gets that one. Then my son gets that one. Then my daughter gets that one. And then Lily gets the last one. So
there she goes. I think when we do axe throwing, we need to have like an ice sculpture and throw axes at it and literally break the ice.
That would be actually pretty awesome. I don't know if we're allowed to do that, but I would totally go. I'd be down.
See, there's a reason to keep me around.
That's right. Take a big ice sculpture of Trudeau's head and just.
No, let's not get political. It'll just be a big Earl and the Idiot ice sculpture, the two of us.
Yeah, there you go. I would throw axes myself. That'd be awesome. So
okay, cool. So does that cover the hack of the week?
That's the hack of the week. That's it. Should I play us out?
That was like exactly an hour. That was brilliant.
Definitely. Let me go check. Is there
any more comments?
There's no more other comments. The last one was, are we real or robots? So since we're talking about axe throwing against ice sculptures, I guess that makes this real, since I've never heard a robot pull that one off. So.
It's coming. Axe throwing robots are coming.
If the axe throwing robot comes, I'm running for the hills. Anyway. Yeah. All right. I'm playing this out.
Thank you, Earl. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, robots. Thank you, LinkedIn user.
Thank you, LinkedIn user. This one's for you.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.